Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin standing for today's practice. It's a back care practice. I've got a bit of a tender back, and we're going to use a chair to make our practice easier. Standing in Tadasana, lifting the front of the thighs, the front of the hips. And we're going to start with just rolling the shoulders and seeing how those joints feel. And sometimes they feel so easy, and at other times you might have an injury or one of those things like frozen shoulder or just stiffness. So noticing how your shoulders feel. And if we really approach it vigorously, it can sound pretty crunchy or feel crunchy. So let's smooth it out. Encouraging the tissue of the joint to be smooth and silky. Let's go in the other direction. Beautiful. And then head. We're going to relax the shoulders and then simply turning the head from side to side. And again, really paying attention to the quality of the joint there, to how they feel this morning. And look for smoothness, silkiness. Maybe that's not present, but we'll work with what's happening just in this moment. And back to center. And then looking up. Keep the spine nice and long. Looking up and just the chin into the chest. And what we're going to do each time we look up is keep the rib cage lifting. So we lift the rib cage to look up, strong legs, and then keep the rib cage there and chin into the chest. And then looking up and keep the rib cage lifting. Good, feeling that nice strength in the front of the body. Chin to the chest. One more, looking up, keep the rib cage lifting and chin into the chest. We're going to hold the chin into the chest, taking some deep breaths. Just noticing the stretch in the back of the neck. Good. And then finding your Tadasana again. Connecting to your breath. Lovely. We're going to roll the upper body forward now. So chin to the chest. Bend your knees and you can put your hands on your thighs. And you just go as far forward as feels good in your back. And rolling forward. And then rolling up, and we'll keep the knees bent to do that. And we'll roll, when we roll up, lift the ribs like you were doing before and look up. And then chin into the chest. And then rolling forward. And you might like to follow your breath with that movement. The inhalation for rolling up, expanding the ribs. And the exhalation for rolling down. Rolling up. And rolling down. Lovely. Coming up to standing. And then empty sleeve. And with empty sleeves, you want to turn your ribs and the shoulders will turn and the arms just fly out. They're nice and relaxed. Shoulder joints are spacious and relaxed. Turn the ribs from side to side. And again, connecting to the flow of your breath. finding the satisfaction of that. Mm, lovely. And coming back to center. Tadasana, finding your feet, lifting the front of the body, nice and relaxed in your shoulders and your neck now. Good. And then we're going to really keep focused on the action of the core body in standing. So that's the lift in the front of the pelvis. So lift the front of the hips. So you feel really strong in your core and your lower back is supported. Good. And we're going to stand on the left foot and we're going to swing the right leg. And you're going to swing it sort of 45 degrees across the front of the body. And if you were feeling a bit wobbly here, you could stabilize by holding the back of your chair. Obviously, you've got to lift your toes up so they don't get stuck on the floor. Good. And then releasing that side. Just find your Tadasana again. Find that lift in the front of the leg. And connecting to your satisfying breath. Good. We're going to stand on the right leg, feeling strong in your core body. Lift up your left leg, and we're going to swing the left leg. It's nice and relaxed in the hip joint, but really strong in your standing leg and your standing hip. It's just swinging 45 degrees across the front and back of the body. Whoa. Nice. And then standing back on your feet. These are the warm-ups I should have done yesterday morning before I started shoveling. All right, we're going to lift up the right leg and draw a figure 8 with your right knee. Feel that strong core, the nice relaxed feeling in the upper body. But above all, your balance. Good. Reverse the direction of that knee. Figure 8. Tadasana. Connecting to your breath. Finding your balance. And the strong work in the core. Lift the front of the thighs. Nice work. Feel how the belly is supported. Standing on the right leg, and we're going to do a figure 8 with the left knee. Just as large or small as feels good for you. And other direction. Lovely. Tadasana. In Tadasana, giving the feet a nice stretch. So we're just walking from side to side, but you're keeping your balance. So when you're on high up on your ball of the foot, really give the foot a stretch. And you take the time that you need when you're a little precarious changing side. Make that as fast or slow as you need. The slower you are, then the trickier it is for balance. But do give your feet a really good stretch by lifting the heel as high as you can. Nice work. And release. And then our whole body, arms up and down. So we're going to do arms up. And as you exhale, you're going to bend your knees. And especially if you have a back injury as I have today, you might just go a little way forward and keep the torso fairly upright, but we'll reach the arms behind. If you're feeling fine, you can take your torso as far forward as feels good for you. Good, so arms up and arms back. And we're going to add in the lifting up onto the tiptoes, if that feels good. So you make the movement as small or as large, as expressive, as feels good in your body. Finding that connection to the satisfying breath. Getting all of the joints working. Beautiful. And release and find your Tadasana. The lift in the front of the body, especially the hips, the lengthening of the lower back, relaxing of the shoulder blades. And the connection to the breath. Beautiful. And then we're going to use our chair. We're going to use the seat of the chair for a supported Uttanasana. Now, a blanket over the back of the chair means you don't have to reach as far. So you might stack your arms on there and you could rest your forehead. So you're in your supported Uttanasana. And if your back is comfortable with reaching further forward, then rest on the seat of the chair. And it's up to you how your body feels. But do pay attention rather than do something that you think you ought to be doing or you want to do. Let's listen to the body. Finding the flow of breath. We're going to lift the kneecaps and the sit bones, but try not to sink the lower back down. So we're going to lift the front core of the body so you feel strongly supported in your lower back. Good. And then we're going to bend the knees and roll up. Let's take the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands in Namaste. Great. We're going to bring the hands down onto the seat of the chair and step the feet back. And step the feet back right to the back of your mat. So it's a sort of a modified downward facing dog pose. And you take your hips back as far as you can, lifting kneecaps, lifting quadriceps and sit bones. Good, connecting to the breath. And then we're going to walk in. Good, and then bend your knees and roll yourself up. Take your arms up, looking up. Good. And then Tadasana. Okay, now the next one, you can do freestanding. I'm going to, I'll demonstrate both. So freestanding, or you can use the chair for the same movement, which is quite safe for your balance to use the chair, and it's easier on your back if you did have an injury. Otherwise, we're going to be standing in Tadasana. And you're going to pick up your left leg and you're going to support the front of your knee. And then we're going to take hold of the foot and turn the leg out into lotus position. All right, so if you're able to do that standing, your balance is okay. We're going to be standing in lotus, half lotus. Good. Otherwise, we're going to use the chair for the same movement. So you put your left foot up onto the chair, and then we just turn the knee out. Good. And then if you took hold of the back of the chair, you can really work how much that angle of the knee feels good for the hip. Keep the hips level to the floor and really using the front core of the body to support the spine. So either way, standing or supported on the chair. Good. And then we're going to release that side. Good. So you're either using the chair or you're freestanding. So we're going to lift up the right leg. Take hold of the right foot with the left hand. So the foot is in front of the line of the left hip and the right knee down towards the floor. We're lifting the front of the hips, the belly, relaxing the shoulders. So if you're not freestanding, you're doing this facing the seat of the chair with the foot on the chair and letting the right knee out to the side. And you can add a little bit to it if that's what feels good for you by holding on to the back of the chair. And then you've got a little bit more room because you're not worried about your balance to see how far down you can work the right knee. Keep the hips level to the floor though, keep the core of the body strong. Good, and then we're going to release from there. Nice work. All right. Supported Uttanasana again. So your blanket can be over the back of the chair with the hands softly folded there and forward onto the hands or onto the seat of the chair, and do the one that feels good for you. Lifting kneecaps, lifting quadriceps, sit bone. Beautiful. Lift up, take your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Ooh, and then Uttanasana with the hands resting onto the seat of the chair, walking your feet back into your downward facing dog pose. Taking the hips back as far as is practical in your body, lifting kneecaps, quadriceps, sit bones, feeling the flow of the breath. Feel the lower back, support your lower back with the core body as much as feels really supportive, really nourishing for you. Good. We're going to bring the shoulders forward over the wrists so that we're in a supported plank position here. Press the heels down and bring your head in line with your spine and your legs, lifting kneecaps, lifting the front core of the body. Now, depending on your shoulders, you can bend your elbows a little, so you're, sort of a semi push-up position, and you just do that to where it feels good for you. And then we straighten the arms again, and we're going to do 3 or 4 more of those. I'm just doing little baby ones because my shoulders are vulnerable at the moment. Beautiful. And then take the hips back again into downward facing dog pose. Lifting kneecaps, quadriceps, sit bones, nice big stretch through the sides of the body, the armpits. And then we're going to walk forward and rolling up. And take your arms out. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Great. Now we're going to stand on the right foot and lift the left leg up onto the seat of the chair. Turning the body to the left, we're going to take the left hand onto the sacrum and the right hand onto the left knee. And we're turning gently the rib. So use the core of the body, lift the belly, turning the ribs back to look back over your left shoulder. Good. And if you have your balance here, by all means, lift your foot off the seat of the chair. I'm not going to do that today. And you can also work with the arms outstretched. Beautiful. Turn your torso back to face the front. Good. Feel the core strength as you take your leg down. And then we stand on the left leg and take the right leg up. And we're going to bring the left hand onto the right knee, the right hand onto the sacrum, and turn the ribs to the right side, looking back over the right shoulder. So you can work here, supported by the chair, or you can try lifting your right foot off the chair so you're balanced. You can even try stretching your arms straight out from your shoulders. Do what feels right for your body today. Lifting the belly. Feel the expansion of the chest as you breathe, the turn of the ribs as you breathe, the ease of your neck. And turning back to the front and releasing that leg. Beautiful. Let's take arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. And then supported Uttanasana again. So that is standing forward bend and supporting your head where it feels good for your back. On the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. Use the front core of the body enough to feel supported in your lower back. So don't just let the lower back hang down, but really support with your core awareness. Connecting to the flow of breath. Good. And then we're going to bend the knee and roll up and arms up. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Okay, we're going to be stepping back now. Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. Uttanasana, hands to the seat of the chair. Step the left foot back and stay with the right foot forward. We're going to take the torso forward, or you've got your hands on the seat of the chair, so it's already forward, but feel that you've gone as far as you can without your spine making a hunchback shape. And your front leg is straight, it's going to be an impediment to reaching the spine too far forward. So let's bend it so that that hamstring isn't under so much tautness. And then see if you can reach your spine a little bit further forward. And you might be able to reach the hands further towards the back of the chair or even stack your forehead onto your hands here. No need to push beyond what your back needs. So I'm going to stay up on my hands. But we want to really reach the spine forward. Good. And then start to straighten your front leg. Nice work. We're going to be stepping forward and balancing on that right leg. So just move the foot back if you need to, so you've got room to step forward. And if you balance on your right leg as you lift up, and we just hold the balance, even if your tiptoes are just shy of the floor, but holding the balance, feeling the core of the body lifting. Relaxing your shoulders, finding the flow of your breath. Good, and then put the foot down. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. And Uttanasana. Step your right foot back. And we'll start off with the front leg straight. Reach the spine as far forward as feels good. Make sure you're using the front core of the body. So we're not just sinking our flexible lower backs, but really lifting the belly and supporting. Good. And go as far as you can where that left leg is not causing the spine to hunch towards the ceiling. Okay, and then bend your front leg. And then we want to reach just a little bit further where it feels good for your back. Good. And then we try to straighten the front leg again, lifting kneecap, lifting quadriceps, breathing. Beautiful. Now we're going to be stepping forward, lifting up and balancing on the left foot. So make sure you've got room between you and the chair for that movement. Balancing on the left leg, even if your tiptoes are just shy of the floor. But we're balancing and we're finding that power in the front core of the body, the lift of the hips, the belly. Good. And the shoulders are nice and relaxed. The ribs feel like they're really spacious. The neck is relaxed. Good. And then finding your hip width parallel position to put your foot. Tadasana. Nice work. All right, we're going to use the chair for the next, we're going to practice squatting, but we're going to do those squats where one foot's forward and one foot's back. So what happens is you can, I've got my right foot forward, left foot back, doesn't really matter. We're going to bend the knees, and again, we've got to listen to the body. So you might be vulnerable in your knees, so you would only be able to bend a little way, and you might not even reach the chair. But if you can reach the chair and it feels easy enough, your hands are on the seat of the chair. We're going to try and squat down as far as your body is comfortable with. So I'm happy to go all the way here with my sit bones reach down onto the heel. And we're going to lift the torso. Okay, now we're going to lift up, and we're going to try and do that without leaning forward too much. So really power up the legs and the core of the body so that the torso lifts straight up. Good. And step your feet back together, and then the right foot back. So it's not a really big step between feet. Otherwise, you need to lean forward. So when we start to squat, we just check in. How are the knees going? Are my feet parallel, hip width, legs are parallel? And you go just as far as your limbs are comfortable with. There's a lot of factors. Knees, hips, back. Okay, and so from here, we're going to try and lift up by powering down through the legs and up through the pelvic floor and the front core of the body so that the torso lifts straight up without really leaning forward. And then we're using our legs and not wobbling around in our spine trying to find purchase. So standing in Tadasana, I'm going to repeat. Left leg back. Good, it's only a little step. And we squat down to where our knees and hips allow. It's a nice stretch for the toes of your left foot. All right, now really using the core of the body. Press down through the feet and then lifting. Nice strong legs. Lovely. So the spine is not under pressure here. And last one, a little step back with the right foot. And we're squatting down just as far as you're able to. The chair's there to help you keep your balance. And when you go to lift up, really press down through your legs, really lifting the core of the body. So we lift up without really leaning forward and without wobbling. Beautiful. And then we're going to take a rest in Uttanasana again. And you can rest on the back, head on the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, and do the one that just feels good for you. So the back of the legs can stretch, lifting the kneecaps, the quadriceps, the sit bones. We give that support to the spine by lifting the front core of the body. Finding the satisfaction of the breath. Beautiful. And then bend your knees and roll yourself up. Tadasana. Nice work. We're going to sit down now. And you can use your chair to help you sit down. We are going to use that at the end of the practice. So you could just put it off to the side. Taking a seat in the way that feels sensible. Ooh, definitely don't have my flexibility today. Okay, so sitting. Finding the breath. And gently turning in the Sukhasana twist to the left side. So right hand onto the left leg and left hand on the floor, the side behind you. And you're going to turn your torso to where it feels good. Also, you might notice it feels like there's a limit. And then we're going to follow the breath. Breath by breath. Relaxing the shoulders. Finding that silky feeling in the movement of the spine, the shoulders, the neck. Good, and then releasing. Coming back to center. Changing the cross of your leg and turning to your right side. Finding length to your spine. And following the breath. Good, and then releasing. Nice work. Now we're going to take both the feet and put the soles of the feet together. Bring the heels in close. Great. Take your right leg out to straight, and then we're going to bend it in. Okay, so we've got the right knee up towards the ceiling, left knee towards the floor. We're going to take your left hand and hold your right foot. Now, if you don't reach there, hold your knee or your clothing. And then we're going to start. We're going to lean over to the right side. So the right knee's pointing up to the ceiling. We're leaning over to the right side. We're going to start to straighten the right leg. And the nice thing here, you just go as far as feels good for the stretch in your back. So you might not get your leg all the way out to straight, or maybe you do. We're leaning over to the right side a little. Janushirasana. You explore how that feels in your left lower back. Mm. Mm. Good. And then we're going to lift up, bring that leg in and soles of the feet together, and put your left leg out to straight, and then just bend it so that the sole of the foot's on the floor. We've got the right knee down to the floor. Good. We're going to take hold of the left foot with the right hand or your clothing. And we're going to lean a little bit over to the left side. Good. And then we explore taking that leg out to straight. We try to keep our hand connected to the leg or the foot. And you just go as far as feels good in your body. And especially if you're taking care of an injury, as I am in my back, you just take it really slowly and go to where you're able with kindness and compassion, following the breath. Mm. Mm. Good. And then release. And we're going to use the chair for the last little part of the class. And that is simply to put your chair where you can put your feet up on your chair. You can always throw your blanket over there. Ideally, the proportions would be such. So what I do is wiggle my bottom in closer and then lay down. And the proportions are such that you feel like the back, the lower leg is fully supported on the seat of the chair and your back is fully supported on the floor. So we're going to finish our practice in just a couple of minutes, but you're welcome to stay in this position. I really recommend this as a restorative posture for all kinds of difficulties with the body, because the back is supported and you find that beautiful alignment of the sacrum, the shoulder blades, the back of the head. The legs are supported. You can find your breath. And the feeling of letting go of that work in the core body now, of just relaxing, of noticing where there is tension and letting it go. Finding this satisfying. So as I mentioned, you're very welcome to stay here for as long as feels good. And if you need to finish your practice, as I do, then we're going to gently bend in the leg and rolling over to the right side. And then coming up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.